be a lie to say that I love this car because I don't. It's one of my least favorite cars I've ever driven. It's not enjoyable at all. But I was contacted by a local YouTube channel and I'm about to go make some new friends. They suggested I come and try their car and see what I think. So right now I am headed to my first official YouTube collaboration and I couldn't be more excited because this particular car is one that I am dying to experience firsthand. Okay, so I'm here with Riley Cox from the Cox clan.
Hey.
Finally found them, and we live really close together,
Seriously,
so it's pretty awesome.
Probably 10 minutes?
Yeah. We probably eat at the same restaurants, get gas at the same places,
probably,
stuff like that. So they were kind enough to invite me to come check out their car and see if I think it's any better than my current model. First question I have though, how do we even get into this car?
So that's a tricky one. I will show you right now.
Okay, let's check it out.
So as you can see, like this is the handle, but it's completely flush with the car.
Right.
So what you'll want to do is you'll take your big thumb, okay, and you'll just push this fat area and it will pop this end out, and then you just grab it and pull the door open. So I'll let you try it. Pop that out, and then you'll have to grab it.
Oh, okay, so like at the same time.
There you go.
Whoa. I'm sitting here in the car trying to figure out how we're gonna get going, and Riley says, oh yeah, we need the key. And this is the key. Like you would have at a hotel or something.
Yep.
So it fits in your wallet.
Exactly, so you can even just keep it in your wallet. So to unlock it, lock it, you can just keep it, and then to start the motors, you need to tap it down right here. And you can just take your wallet and it will read it even in your wallet and you're ready to go.
So really, when I get into the car and I just stick my wallet in a cup holder, that would do it?
That would do it, yep.
Oh my gosh.
Pretty crazy.
One of my biggest complaints about cars is carrying keys around in my pocket all the time.
Yep, and this is a lot easier.
Another thing that I notice is this huge visible space you have through the windshield. That's not atypical for a car kind of this size. But this is, the entire roof is glass, except for some critical cross beams to support it, but you can just look up, and I'm not roasting alive because the climate control is awesome in here. So you'd think, okay, the entire roof is glass, it's gonna be greenhouse. Not the case. Okay, so Riley brought me out to one of his favorite stretches of road.
Yes.
And he's going to demonstrate the capability of this vehicle to accelerate quickly.
Because that's what they're known for. I mean, they're known to be able to go 0 to 60 pretty quick.
Yeah.
And just a note, this is the slowest Tesla that they make. So.
Oh my gosh.
It's the slowest model.
Yeah, I'm sitting forward in my seat because I want to feel if it pushes me back.
Yep. So there's no cars, no bikers. We'll go out a little bit. And we'll just go for it. Punch it.
Oh my gosh. I was not prepared for that.
So we got 67 in just a few seconds now.
Okay. I want to get a Tesla.
Right? It's like a roller coaster.
You can't prepare for that because I've watched dozens of clips of people experiencing that for the first time. That was amazing. That was so good. Okay, so I'm not just like making this up for the camera. I literally felt like the blood in the front half of my body moved to the back. Like that was an experience like being on a roller coaster that has a quick start off the line. And this is crazy too. So we're parked at an intersection right now. And if you notice, the car is telling us where other vehicles are in relation to it.
Yep.
Okay, and we just off the line. Look at that. Here comes a car right next to us.
It's
there
cool
it is.
Too, because it recognized that as being more than just a sedan. Like,
yeah, it was a
bigger
larger car.
So it'll pick that up, and it'll pick up semis. You'll see it on the freeway.
It's so crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, there goes another one. That's amazing.
So the range on this model right now is 330 miles, which is great. I think if we were to buy one though, we're wanting more like 500 miles for those long road trips, you know?
Right.
Just so we're not having to stop at charging stations as frequently. Just because it takes a good hour to charge if you're at a charging station.
Well, and that kind of slows down your progress because you don't want to hang out that long.
You definitely have to plan out your trips and say, okay, we're going to charge right now and go eat lunch or go eat dinner for an hour. You know?
That makes sense, yeah.
You do have to kind of plan it out a little bit.
It'll tell you in the maps too, like where the charging stations are.
Yeah.
Okay. So one of the questions I've had about a Tesla is where do you even charge up when you're driving around? And this is a map that's part of this onboard controller of all the different charging stations, supercharging stations, so you can charge your car quickly. So we're approaching kind of Point of the Mountain area, and there's a charging station in Salt Lake City, which you would expect. There's one out here in Tooele, which makes sense because if you're heading west, you're gonna need an extra boost, okay? And then you got them all the way, looks like out in West Wendover, down kind of Nephi area, and then over in Price.
Yeah, there really is like all over for you to get anywhere in the country, so I mean.
Well, it looks like they're concentrated along major interstates, which makes perfect sense.
Yep.
No one's gonna have one in their backyard, right?
Yeah.
What'd you say?
There's none in North Dakota.
None in North Dakota.
No one goes there.
Oh, that's funny. You're right. So as you're driving, and as you have obviously experienced the difference between driving a Tesla and driving a gas-powered car, what's the biggest difference you notice, and what's your favorite thing about a Tesla?
My favorite thing is just like, you would think it would be a little bit more complicated, but it's super user-friendly, and it's just fun to be in, to drive. And like, I'll show you my favorite thing. It's the autopilot. We'll see that in a minute. It's pretty intense, just like how many sensors are around this vehicle to make it be able to navigate through traffic on its own. So that's probably my favorite thing.
All right. And if there is a downside, what's your least favorite thing about the Tesla?
Oof, that is tricky. I don't know. I haven't thought about that one actually.
All right.
Tess, what's your least favorite thing? You've driven it a lot.
My least favorite thing is the size of the steering wheel. The car that I drive, the steering wheel is like just big enough so I can wrap my hands around it like this. But this one's like thicker, so I can't. It's just a comfort preference.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So maybe Elon Musk has bigger hands or something.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
It is a little bigger though.
That's an interesting point. Now you said previously, Riley, that you guys would own one if not for the price point and the fact that it doesn't go as far as you would want it to for long road trips.
Obviously we can't buy one right now. I mean, we're still in school and stuff, but in the future, I think, yeah, the biggest factor into us actually buying one would be price. Like if they're priced better, and then just the overall range of the vehicle.
Those are the only things keeping me from pulling the trigger too.
Yeah.
Yeah, the price point is off-putting. I'm having more fun as a passenger in this car than I've had as a driver in other vehicles.
We're getting on the freeway.
Perfect.
And we'll just give it a little gas again. I mean, power, not gas, whatever it is.
It does drain the battery though. So
yeah, it drains it's like a gas car though. If you're driving like a maniac, you're gonna get lower gas mileage.
Yeah.
We will engage autopilot. So this, with autopilot, it does the steering and the acceleration for you. So you'll notice if we get too close to a car, like it'll slow down. It'll do everything. It'll lane change.
Okay.
You'll see it here in just a second. So engage. So there we go. We set the speed to 70 miles per hour, and it's just gonna go. And it will do everything. We have a big turn coming up, so you'll see that too. It'll nail it. So
this is unbelievable. Like I'm literally.
It might make you a little nervous at the beginning.
Actually, I'm not nervous, and this feels like the most natural thing in the world, but I'm just speechless.
Yeah.
I've watched, I said this before, I've watched dozens of videos online about people experiencing a Tesla and how Teslas work, and I wasn't prepared for how natural this feels.
Yeah. So it's just nailing the turn.
Here's the turn, okay, in the freeway, and you can tell that the steering wheel is slightly angled.
Yep.
micro adjustments that frankly feel better than how most people drive.
Yeah. So every once in a while, to make sure you're still awake, it will say touch the steering wheel or apply a slight pressure.
Okay.
So you literally, you can't just fall asleep. You can't put it on autopilot and just clock out. Like,
okay.
You still have to be there.
Supervision.
Yeah. You still have to be watching and paying attention. So.
Well, that's comforting to know.
Yes.
Because the thought that I had, or the vision I had of self-driving cars is like, yeah, put your feet up, read a book, do your makeup, eat, all those things that people do when they're driving that they shouldn't be doing.
Yeah, seriously.
And this kind of prevents that. So you have to kind of check in, make sure that you're still here.
Popped up again. So it's like every minute. It depends on how fast you're going. I've noticed the slower you're going, it doesn't make you touch the wheel as often.
Okay.
But if you're going 75, 80, you know, it's gonna make sure you're paying a lot more attention because you're going faster.
So that's how it should be, honestly.
Yep. And then I don't know why I'm looking. Honestly, the car will do everything. All you have to do to make it change lanes for you is put on the blinker. So it's the same in every car. This left little handle is the blinker, and you just put it on. It will sense if there's any cars, if it's clean. So it's a red line. That means there's a car probably in our blind spot, which there was.
What?
And it will wait for that blue line to go, and it will just change lanes for us. Oh, it's red again. Why? Why are you red? You can do it. There it goes.
What?
So it saw something that we couldn't see for some reason, but it eventually got over there. Yeah.
I have long kind of been of the opinion I would never give control over my car to a computer because I've seen too many movies like iRobot and you know, like stuff like that where I think Minority Report has that too, where people get stuck inside the car and like the evil computers are taking over trying to kill them or whatever. But why not?
Yeah.
Why not? It feels like a toy. It feels like a very nice car. And I have that sense of wonder and like awe that I remember from being a kid on Christmas morning.
Yep.
This is just, I told these guys off camera, this is the coolest thing I've done this year probably. This is amazing.
So something that I actually think is really cool too about like the sensors and stuff is it sees every single lane on the freeway right now. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lanes, and it doesn't just show the lane that we're in, but everything around us. And then if you look right there, it shows that there's a semi truck, which there is, and so it's looking like 10 car lengths, probably even more than that, ahead of us.
Yeah, it's looking past what we even easily see as right in front of us.
And it's just looking at everything. Tessie still doesn't, she's not like a huge fan of the autopilot.
Yeah.
I like it.
Okay, so this is a good question for you then. Who's a better driver? You, Riley, or the autopilot?
Well, I'm at the bottom. I don't know. The autopilot's nice. I mean, the other day we were stuck in rush hour traffic and we were on autopilot and it slowed down and sped up perfectly. I mean, it does a really great job. I have no reason to not like it, but I just don't like it.
And that's fair. You know, that's the hesitation that I think most people have with self-driving cars. Because, again, you're giving up some of that sense of control.
Yeah. One of the craziest or kind of new things as far as cars go is the car is like a phone where you'll get a message on your phone sometimes where it says like mandatory update, right?
Right.
Same thing with this car. It'll say, okay, we have a software update where we're going to make autopilot better. We're going to give you 10 more miles of range to your battery, and it does that all over the internet, like as a software update for all of the cars. And so it just gets better with time, like update by update, it just gets better and more enjoyable to drive. So that's kind of interesting. They do the fun updates too, where they'll do because there's games. You'll see the games on our channel. That's what we're gonna be doing.
Yeah.
Playing a bunch of games with you. That'll be fun.
I should have said that earlier on, but
good.
Yes, check out their channel. I'm gonna have a link in the description below because they're gonna do an entire video about some of the other features of this car that you can use when you're not even driving.
Yeah.
So go check that out.
Okay, gotta start again because I lost all my lives. Oh, I went the wrong way! And so they'll do like just different random fun updates of games, different Easter eggs, like just because, why not? So it's fun to see. It's like Christmas, like, oh, we have a software update. What are we gonna get next?
Okay, so thank you first and foremost for that experience. Just driving around. It was phenomenal. The biggest downside to this is that now I have to talk my wife into selling our home so we can buy a Tesla.
So you can buy one, yep. Yeah.
Maybe one of our kids. We'll figure out a way to do it. But first, before I sign off, I want to show you some of the features on the outside of this vehicle. So Riley and Tessea are going to give me a little tour here. And first, you have to get out of the car. So this is new too. You have a couple of options. Right here, you can pull up on this, but that's kind of like a fail-safe measure if this doesn't work, but watch this. Okay, that unlatched the car, and then you just push it open. Okay, so you're gonna show me now the trunk.
Yes.
Which is in the back only, right? Wait, all of the trunk?
All of the trunk.
What do you mean by that?
Yep.
Okay, let's go check it out. Okay, so the trunk that you're talking about is this one in the back,
so this
right?
is like, yeah, this is the normal trunk.
Okay.
I mean, every car has a trunk.
Right. So it seems pretty big, like
it is pretty big,
trunks.
and because like you don't have to worry about anything mechanical under the car, I mean, you even have more storage. So
are you kidding me?
That's nice too.
So I could throw all the cables and stuff that I don't normally need down here.
I mean, this would even fit your smaller suitcase or anything like that. Like, it's pretty deep and pretty big.
Well, and then I noticed you have an extension cord. So is this like backup for the normal charger?
Yeah, so this is for when you want to just plug into a normal outlet.
Okay,
like,
so you can do that.
You can do that. It takes
way longer.
Forever to charge.
Okay.
Like,
so it's not a supercharger like the one we just played with.
No. So that will take all day pretty much. But if you need to just get a couple miles, like, you can do it.
And now you said there's another trunk somewhere.
Yeah, there's
So it's obviously not on the side.
Not on the side. But because there's no engine, you actually have your front trunk as well.
And then you mentioned before, there's only one fluid that this car deals with.
Yep, just your windshield
wiper fluid.
That's all you need.
See, so my car has all kinds of things that can spring a leak and screw things up, and this only has one. Okay, that'll do it for the collaboration video with the Cox clan. Thank you to Riley and Tessea for including me in that experience. That Tesla was so fun. That was the coolest thing I've done in a long, long time, and I will not soon forget that. And that autopilot felt so natural. I really liked that. On their video, on their channel, we played a bunch of the games on that in-dash entertainment on the console for the Tesla. So go check that out. Link in the description below. And don't forget to subscribe to both channels. You will enjoy the Cox clan. If you like the content of my channel, you'll like the Cox clan, so go check them out. Tell them Mark Reviews sent you. If you like my channel, you will like their channel too. We have similar content, and they're just good people. I had a blast hanging out with them. Look forward to collaborations in the future. Thank you for watching Mark Reviews. Thank you for your support, and thank you for subscribing. Be good for B-roll. As I say callously, as someone is dying in an emergency, I can't believe myself. All right.
They need a Tesla to get there.
Right? Yeah, why aren't ambulances made by Tesla?